All right, good morning and welcome to this episode of JB&A Today. I am your host, Nick Smith. We are here still in Las Vegas. Why? Because it's April and it's NAB time and it's rough. I mean, we got to be in Vegas, right?
We got to be in Vegas. You got to be somewhere. You got to be in Vegas in April.
That's true. That's true. All right, with me today in studio at the SLS is Scott from Telestream.
Hi,
welcome.
Nick. Thanks for having us here. I'm so glad to be here.
It's almost like we're here for the same reason.
I know. NAB, baby.
NAB. It happens every year.
Every year.
Time, same place. All right, so Telestream, you guys have cool stuff this year to talk about.
Yes, we do.
You got some new things in the enterprise side.
Yes, we do.
You got a killer story coming out of the MLS, or the soccer world with in Russia. You've got a really cool new feature in Wirecast Gear.
Yes, we do.
I'm excited about. So first, just so everybody knows, Wirecast Gear, sweet little box for streaming, switching live cameras. You're watching us right now through a Wirecast Gear. So we are streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you hit the like button.
The magic of video.
The magic of video. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about the gear first.
Okay.
Been out a couple years now.
Yep.
It's moving well.
Yep.
People love them.
Yep.
It's easy because it's a box.
It's a box.
You plug it in.
Yep.
You plug your cameras into it, and you go live on air.
And
like
it just
right
works.
now.
And it just works, right?
But what is the new feature? Talk to us about
So Wirecast Gear is an appliance. It's just a PC, so it's nothing really that magical about it, but it comes preloaded with our award-winning Wirecast software. And it comes with Wirecast 8, and we're going to be talking about version 9 at the show, which has got some really amazing features. But Wirecast Gear itself comes in 3 different flavors. There's HDMI inputs, there's SDI inputs, and then there's one that's got SDI inputs and outputs. So that's the 230, that's become our most popular model.
Nice.
So it's 4 baseband inputs, plus we support IP inputs. So if you've got NDI sources, you can bring in lots of cameras into the box itself. So you're not limited by baseband inputs. So it's a very high-powered PC to be able to handle a multi-channel live production. Comes standard with that is New Blue Effects tiling engine, as well as the Wirecast software and our switch analysis playback software as well. All pre-installed. It's one throat to choke, so if something breaks on the software or the hardware, you come to us, you choke our throat, and we'll make sure we take care of you as a customer.
There'll be no choking here, just this audience. All right. But okay, so nine's a new release.
9's a new release, yeah. We actually haven't officially announced it, but I'm happy to talk to you about it. And all of you guys out there, you guys over there, I have, so 9's got some really great stuff, and the reason why it's getting, it'll be a May 1st launch. And what we have is Wirecast web services. So many customers want to be able to stream to multiple locations. And right now with Wirecast running on your laptop, if you want to stream to, say, 4 different locations, Facebook Live, Vimeo Live, YouTube Live, all of these things, the software encodes for every single one of those destinations, and then it sends out those 4 streams over the network. Now, what that means is you need a more powerful PC or a Mac and a higher bandwidth internet connection to be able to get that encode and the output. Well, if you don't have a high-powered PC and you have a limited bandwidth connection, you could sign up for the Wirecast web services on the cloud, encode once, stream out a smaller pipe up to the cloud, and we will take care of the restreaming of up to 30 destinations.
Got it. So it's really like a pre-CDN. So you're managing,
correct,
sort of, the DA in the cloud.
It's boy, that's a great term. I'm gonna market that.
So this is Telestream's new Cloud DA.
The Cloud DA.
Cloud DA. I like it. Okay, you heard it here second time. Right,
so that's the first thing. And then as a part of the Wirecast web services, we are actually going to be doing a live captioning. So many customers want to be able to do live captioning. So captioning,
not just want to be able to, a lot of them are now being told they have to.
Yeah.
So many organizations now, educators and churches, all these are being required to caption everything.
That's right.
So this isn't a desire, this is a requirement.
This is a requirement by the FCC, and especially if you're streaming, if you're doing a live broadcast, and you're taking that same output and you're putting it onto the web, you actually are required to put the captions inside the stream itself. But it's just as, for all of our hearing impaired friends, it just makes a lot of sense to be able to support them in this. So
it's a whole audience that's being missed.
It's a whole audience, and I just am a big fan of supporting the hearing impaired people. And so the live captioning is really, really important for me personally to be able to get into this product. And it uses artificial intelligence processing that resides up in the cloud. And so if you think about what the Wirecast restreaming and the cloud and the captioning, what you do is now you can have a moderate PC or Mac or Wirecast Gear stream one time up to the cloud. We will make captions on the live output and then restream that to up to 30 destinations.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting.
Well, and I think it's going to change the bar for what you need to get into the game. Right?
Yeah.
You're right. You don't need the big expensive PC anymore. Now you don't have to buy such a big internet connection either. You
Right.
can work with what you've got.
Right.
To get your message out there.
Yeah, yes. Too often, we find that customers' big problem is the internet connection, that they don't have enough bandwidth, or they start running out of CPU horsepower, and so the restreaming services and the live captioning, they just make so much sense to be able to what they want to do. And what's interesting on Wirecast too is we have not only on the distribution side done a lot of enhancements, but on the production side. So historically, you've had to switch Wirecast with a mouse and a keyboard, and that is a bit of a, switching a live show is a real pain. You want buttons. So we've partnered with X Keys, and they have made a special custom keyboard for Wirecast that is dedicated to Wirecast users, that is under $600. You can actually go on to Amazon right now or JB&A, and you can buy the X Keys control panel.
Now, I heard a rumor though that there was a special on that.
There is.
For NAB.
There is. Yeah, we haven't actually another officially, but
Okay.
shh, don't tell anybody.
We'll get back to that. Hey, guys, hold on a second. Could we get the X Keys? Okay, so the magic of live TV. Just so happens it's in the building. We're gonna get it here. We're gonna turn this into an On the Bench episode, so we're good. So, okay, while that's happening, so big and obviously, so great announcements. There's the X Keys. There's all the new cloud services that you guys are offering.
So the other thing that we're doing is robotic camera control. So the PTZ optics cameras, the first camera, we'll be supporting many more cameras, but the first one we're introducing is the PTZ optics cameras, which you guys are supporting right now. Come on, I'm gonna bring our wonderful assistant here, Jenna. Say hi to the crowd.
Okay, so this is it. That is super spectacular. Oh my gosh, this thing feels so robust. Like you could almost hit somebody with it and it wouldn't break. Not that we're telling you should, but all right, there we go. Close up cam. So Scott, talk to me about this.
All right, this is amazing because it maps directly onto the Wirecast. So if you think about the layering architecture of Wirecast, these are the 5 layers that you get inside the Wirecast user interface, and then you can select the sources. Many times we'll put audio on the bottom source, we'll put the base program or the main camera feeds, and we'll put the layers on top of this for the various titles, and then you just select the sources that you want, and you can heads up, you don't have to use a mouse and a keyboard to be able to select the source, and then you can do a take to go live. There's a way to go, we've got a fade to black button on here, which is really great, and if you want to hit live, let's say you want to cut a live show, you select the button here and then you can actually select live sources, or if you want to do the program preview mode, you turn that off and then you select the key that you want and then you go take to go live. So it works just like a traditional production switcher, but it's great because we have things special to Wirecast like the rendezvous button. So this rendezvous button will bring up the window so you can bring in remote guests automatically. There's all kinds of great, there's an NDI button on here, and you can do mark-ins, mark-outs, select your transition types off the control panel, just like a real production switcher.
Yeah, but this is more than a real production switcher in my mind. I mean, it's laid out so differently, where, typically you're hitting bus buttons and shifting, to get to MEs and whatnot, and it's sort of all right here.
Right.
I dig this, this is cool. And again, it's really robust. It does not feel like...
Yeah, and it's under $600. You can go on Amazon right now, or your JB&A.
Yeah, or call your local dealer.
Call your local dealer.
Easy one. Call your local dealer if you want one. Now, will this work with all versions of Wirecast? So somebody's sitting on an older version?
It needs version 9.
Needs version 9. So,
right.
So it's a good reason to upgrade. Then.
It's a good reason to upgrade, yeah.
If they're not on support already. So
right.
That's awesome. I really dig it. It's clean. So, okay, so a panel, this is a big year for Wirecast.
It is a big year for Wirecast because what we found was that we wanted to enhance the production capabilities. It's been used for years as a great encoder and people using it as a software-based production switcher, but by adding the control panel to it and adding the PTZ robotic camera control to it, now we're really talking serious about, hey, this is a great production tool in addition to an encoder, in addition to the Wirecast web services to be able to push stuff out to the cloud and all those destinations. I'm excited to see customers
it's banner year.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay, so let's shift a little bit and talk about on the enterprise side, a couple of new releases over there or some upgrades.
Right. So for all of our enterprise customers, let's talk about Vantage. So Vantage, you can't really go anywhere in the world without running into Vantage for transcoding. Most all content in the world that's been created for distribution comes through Vantage at one point or another. It's just the standard. Now, what we've done too is really refine some of the capabilities. So for customers that are doing spots, so let's say O&O stations that are bringing down a lot of content that is commercials.
Got it.
And 30-second commercials, a big problem that we have with the commercials is that not all of them are consistently exactly at 30 seconds with a head and a tail that actually conforms to how my businesses need to process through the traffic system itself. So we have a product inside Vantage called Tempo for Spots. And what that will do is it will bring down a spot and it will normalize all of the content. So you may have 100 spots you've downloaded and everyone may be off by a frame or two. So you can define a template for exactly how you want all your spots to be. And what it will do is create all the spots will be normalized to exactly with a slate and some black and bars and tone and everything that is exactly to the T as to what your standard is for your station. And we were talking to some customers last week and they're like, oh my gosh, we need that, because how many times you watch TV and all of a sudden you get a little frame, a little black or some other commercial or...
Well, just the time savings alone, right? We talk about automation is supposed to be there to save time so that you can focus on more creative efforts.
Right.
So just managing an influx of commercial material and just knowing that it's going to get formatted correctly, you don't have to stress over it.
Right.
That's time savings right there,
Right.
which means more time at home drinking coffee with friends. That's the truth of it. So
that's
exciting.
It's really exciting.
I know we're running a little short on time because we geeked out.
We geeked out on there.
But this story in Russia that's coming up.
Gosh.
I just think this is really interesting. So just give me a little bit of it.
All right, so World Cup.
Yes.
World Cup's happening in Russia, starts in June, and Fox Sports has the World Cup rights here for the US for distribution. They are taking several of the live feeds from Russia using Telestream's capture product, our Lightspeed Live Capture, and Aspera's Fast Stream software, and bringing back multiple channels of live content into LA for live frame chase editing inside Adobe Premiere with a 10-second delay.
That is so amazing.
Over the open internet. Now,
so using the Lightspeed capture server in Russia. Now, how many feeds are they capturing?
They're capturing 60 feeds.
60 feeds, transferring to LA, and then an editor's 10 seconds behind the show.
Correct.
That's a cool story.
It is the panacea of remote production, and it's over the live internet, because you can do this with satellites, but the cost of that is astronomical.
Right.
So what people have done is they've taken all their people and shipped them off to the location, and the savings of just buying this equipment and doing this is like a 4-to-1, 5-to-1 savings of not having to just...
Every editor is more comfortable in their own venue, right? In their own desk, they've got everything, there, and now they don't have to, you're not changing that. You just sit down and you edit from, and it's really, this is interesting because this changes the whole concept of remote editorial. There's been more and more of this concept of, breaking the editorial chain of having to be in the same room as the storage.
Yeah.
That's pretty phenomenal.
It is really phenomenal. You should have heard, we ran a little test where the Fox guys were watching the feed, and we were demoing this, and all of a sudden 10 seconds later you hear this big hooting and hollering going, we've got it, it's live, it's 10-second delay. It was like, and it's growing, it's on the growing timeline, and they're starting to edit it's like, holy cow, this is mind-blowing. This is
That's phenomenal.
it is really awesome.
All right, so great year for Telestream all over the place. Okay, so you're on the show floor. All this stuff is going to be shown there. You can come and push on the X keys and play with the system. So, Scott, this is a great year for you guys. I'm so happy to have
Nick,
you here at the show.
thank you,
back
Nick.
with us. This is fun.
I
All right,
appreciate
this has
it.
been JB&A Today Live. Scott is here with us in the studio. They're also here on the show floor. You can catch us all day today or the rest of the week at NAB. And we'll see you on the next episode.
All right.